what's up, guys? I got a lot on my mind for this video. I honestly haven't really had any desire to do more of the long form videos. But then my mom said that she's gonna watch them in 2x speed, so I guess I'm gonna keep doing them. But another that and the other thing I was thinking about was the number one advice I give to anybody when it comes to fitness related stuff is just being consistent. So I feel like I can practice what I preach a little bit by being consistent with posting, I guess. But the first couple days of the Instagram fitness account have gone well. They've gone a lot better than I thought, actually. Immediately I got responses from people that I haven't heard from in a long time that are asking for tips and stuff like that. And it's kind of humbling because I feel like I've come from such a long time of just looking for advice and asking for advice, and I don't know, it's interesting to be on the other end of it. But I am grateful for the progress that I've made, even though I don't feel like I'm quite to the extent that I should just be dishing out all the advice in the world. But one of the most common questions that I get on all platforms is what does my diet look like? What am I eating? And I'd say that's a pretty easy answer for me because it's not really that complicated. I just follow something called the Word of Wisdom. If you want to know more about that, look up the book Doctrine and Covenants. Go to chapter 86, 89. I think it's 86. I don't know. I actually would remember 9 times out of 10, but because the camera's rolling, I guess I can't remember. If I actually do edit this video, I'll put a link to it or something on the screen that says this, but chances are I will probably not edit this video very much. But yeah, basically what it talks about is moderation in all things pertaining to food, specifically in that instance, but I believe that applies in more than just food. But yeah, I don't, people ask me are you restricting anything? I'm like, no. I mean, if there's 200 calories I have left, I'm not gonna dig into some ice cream. I honestly probably won't even buy ice cream just because of that. But if someone offers me ice cream at the end of the day too, yeah, I'll have some. I'm not to the point where it's I gotta be staying strict to these specific foods. It's really not that deep. Your body cares a lot more about how much energy it has and a lot less where that's coming from. As far as your weight loss or weight gain goes, I would say choosing to eat healthy foods will definitely make you feel better, for sure. If you're eating vegetables and you're managing your micronutrients in addition to your macronutrients, that's when you're gonna feel the best. But I know, at least me personally, a lot of times don't really care how I'm gonna feel necessarily. I just want to accomplish my goals. But yeah, if you want to feel good, definitely recommend vegetables. Definitely recommend meat that's lean, whether that's ground beef or chicken or turkey or whatever. I definitely recommend a variety of lean meat for sure. But yeah, that's about all I really want to talk about eating, because I feel like it's kind of been talked about so many times. Like, I honestly catch myself talking about protein or calories, like, to my roommates, just being like, hey, do you know how much this calories is? Or like, you won't believe how much protein's in here. Like, bro, no one cares. Like, it's really not that deep. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was just, now it's kind of slipping my mind, so I'm gonna talk about something else. But I just had a conversation with my project manager today at work, and we talked about like the importance of ownership. And I was just thinking about that in the perspective of like fitness, because that's kind of the scope or lens of this account. But one of the hardest parts of managing, I guess, what you eat, or like how you work out at the gym, or whatever stress you put in yourself, is ownership. Because it's super easy to be like, oh, well, I'm not gonna count what I ate, like, it's probably fine. Or like, yeah, that would put me in a difficult situation, so I had to do that. Or I have a lot going on today, so I'm not gonna go work out. But at the end of the day, regardless of what you say or what you tell yourself, your body is going to reflect what you put it through. And I'm not necessarily saying that from the lens of like other people looking at you. I'm just saying, looking at yourself. Like, if you want to be happy with what you see in the mirror, then you got to put in the work. And it's kind of unfortunate, because I feel like we as humans are always looking for a shortcut, the secret sauce. And I feel like in a weightlifting perspective, there's like always the very non-proverbial, very literal secret sauce of like the steroids or the whatever. But anybody who's on those will tell you just the same, that you can do steroids is not going to make you automatically huge. In fact, it's probably going to make you less attractive or less like what you want, unless you're really putting in the work and really managing it. And if you think managing your food is hard, I mean, try managing shots or whatever. I don't really know that much about steroids, but like, try managing an additional thing to put into your body that costs way more, Like, I really feel like accountability's looked over. But anyway, it's a lot shorter drive to the gym this time. I'm going to the usual gym, which it's almost like a second home for me. Aside from the fact that I feel like people dress like it's a brothel during the summer, it's just like a place that I go so often and feel the endorphins and stuff so often, that it definitely is a place of comfort for me, much less than it is a place of like difficulty or insecurity or whatever. But it definitely has not always been that way. And the second that I can afford to have a home gym up to my standards, I will. Because at the end of the day, sharing equipment is sharing equipment. But I don't know. Now I'm getting into some like Iron Church philosophy or whatever. But plan for today, let's give me another arm pump. I I didn't skip any workouts in between today and my last video. It just happens to be that it's a arm day again, and you bet there will be cardio afterwards. See you there.